Welcome to a Friday vlog fireside chat, and this one was kind of inspired by just not this is the only time it's happened, but just the timing of them was pretty close. I thought, you know what, I will take the person up on what they want me to do because it's something where you hear about it all the time, and I get it. It comes across as, and it can come across as a sales pitch. All those are scare tactics and all that, but it really does happen. And in both of these situations, I had zero contact with these people beforehand, and I bring that up because it's not like I knew about any of this. They just mentioned this out of the blue on their own, and to their credit, they're not sitting there like a lot of people do and trying to make themselves seem like they don't make mistakes or all they ever do is make the right choices. But them sharing some pretty crazy numbers, I think goes a long way in just illustrating what this whole fool's gold thing is and what fool's gold is really all about. If you listen to the podcast, then you've heard us talk about fool's gold before, but it's a phenomenon that happens all the time, and it happens not only in the market, but really anything in life. The one that always stands out to me is the fool's gold of real estate investing back during that bubble. When, I still remember watching some of those shows. You'd look and the people bought a house for, X amount, and then they spent way, way, way more than they should have and that they had budgeted. But because at that time, the bubble was forming and the house just crazy, appreciated in a crazy amount, they still walked away making a huge amount of money. What's my point? That's straight up fool's gold, where these people are thinking that they have some sort of skill because I made a bunch of profit. But when you actually look at the fact that, okay, you just made a profit because you just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and that was really, there was no skill, it just was luck of being there, then, okay, now all of a sudden, it's not really a sustainable situation. And that's why I want to get across here, just to illustrate what fool's gold looks like and hopefully motivate you to either hedge against it or at least be aware of it because, like I said, it happens all the time. But these are just some people that had enough courage to, speak publicly. Well, not necessarily publicly, but you'll see what I mean in the sense of public. So let's first get to this email I got. And it says, "Hey Clay, I'm a new member of your inner circle. Toxic Drop is what he goes by. I opened a brokerage account around April of 2018. I started with $500 and got it up to roughly $5,000 in 1.5 months. Recently, my account has been completely destroyed due to my lack of a strategy. It is now at around $30. This happened overnight. I beat myself up until I found your channel. Just wish I had found it sooner. I have a job, so I'm trying to save up and get the Clay Trader University package. You can share this if you want, so people know how fast this can happen and that a strategy is the only way to go." First off, Toxic Drop, hopefully you watch this. I don't know if you will, but only respect from my end. It sounds like you were an idiot, but hey, welcome to the club. I was king idiot out there. But I appreciate you sharing, and I appreciate you encouraging me to share this publicly, because that's what kind of spurred the idea for this video, is to actually, why don't you just do a fireside chat, laid back, talk about fool's gold. And when you take your account from $500 to $5,000, that's 1,000% gain in 1.5 months. That's, well done. How exactly that happened, he didn't get into. But clearly, there was no strategy because the one learning lesson is, you actually need a strategy. So my guess is he either hit kind of one big one or a couple big ones and, thinking, hey, it's been working. And then just like that, $5,000 down to $30. And that's rough. That's really, really rough. And now he is wishing, I wish I had gotten Clay Trader University, your educational package. And the point of this video is not, hey, buy my stuff. Of course, I would love for you to consider it. But the point is, and I'm going to speak for all educators out there, if you're looking at somebody else's product, somebody else's course, somebody else's program, whatever you want to call it, and you're thinking, I don't know, should I or shouldn't I? You should. You really should, because that you may very well be experiencing fool's gold, or you may have not yet had it happen to you. And some people don't even experience fool's gold. It's just downhill right out of the get-go. So ideally, I would love for it to be mine. But if you are considering somebody else's because you like, their teaching style better or what have, please don't. Well, I like their teaching style better because they show fancy cars and big houses. So that's why I'm going to go, don't fall for the marketing. When I say if you like theirs better, they have videos out there that show their teaching style, and that, if you're learning something from their free content, great, then go with them. But same with mine. If you like my free content, then, consider it. But my point here is that the whole fool's gold thing is derived with the false mentality of, hey, of course I know what I'm doing because I bought a couple books and I watch YouTube videos. I'll say it and I'll say it, continue to say it. If trading was as easy as YouTube videos, library books, and social media and blogs, then why are failure rates at 90%? Why does this sort of thing happen? Because it's not that easy. There is more to it. There is something to structure and learning things in a sequence, which is what a properly formatted, piece of training content is going to do for you. But like I said, this is one, I get it, $5,000 down to $30. But then literally, I think like this the same day or next day, but the timing was kind of crazy, and these are different people. But then I got this message that came in via the chat room. So this newer member says, one of their first posts in the chat room, bought FUSZ at 9 cents and I sold it at $2.59. Then I've lost it all. All right, I don't even know. Let me do it. 259 divided by 0.09. Holy smokes, minus 1 times 100. So that on that trade, they made 2,778% on one trade. Think about that. That's like growing an account in a big way, a very big way. But then what did they say happened? They lost it all. And a little bit more context, just once again, there wasn't any actual strategy. The only strategy they thought they had was being produced by fool's gold. And I don't, and this is the cruel joke, this is the cruel irony of the market, is what are you supposed to think when you take your account from 500 to 5,000, or when you score a 2,700% trade? Are you supposed to think, I don't know what I'm doing? No, of course, you're supposed to think, wow, I'm good at this. But fool's gold. Everybody can pick out that one situation where somebody just continues to, actually, I don't even know, because eventually you're gonna get bit. And when it bites you very hard, as these two examples show you. And I realize, well, Clay, I'm taking a statistics class right now in college, and a sample size of 2 is nothing. I assure you, all you got to do is go through my Clay Trader Mail video series, listen to some of the podcasts I offer, and you'll see plenty more examples where people thought they knew what they were doing, their account was growing, and then all of a sudden, it came crashing down around them in a very brutal way. And that's why you got to be very careful of fool's gold. And I realize if you're watching this, well, you probably already turned it off. Why do I need to pay for anything, Clay? I'm new, and I've been around for 4 months, and my account is growing. Okay, I mean, I get it. I understand why you think that way. Your brain, that's just making the logical thought. But, just from other people's experience, and like that one guy said, he wants me to share it publicly so other people can be aware. All I'm asking is for you to consider the fact that perhaps maybe it's fool's gold. Maybe you think you have a strategy, but is it actually a strategy? And maybe it is, I doubt it. But that's all I'm asking. I'm not asking you to buy my courses. All I'm asking is for you to just consider the possibility that maybe it is some sort of fool's gold for yourself. And if you can do that, then I've accomplished my mission in this video. But to see these numbers, and like I said, I get it, sample size of 2, but I've come across plenty of other stories out there, and fool's gold is a very real thing. So like I said, just all I'm asking, and the last time I'll say it, please at least just consider the fact that if you're somebody that's only been around for a small amount of time, yet your account has been growing and growing, perhaps there is fool's gold, and you're not some prodigy, you're not some sort of freak of nature. Maybe you've just been being fooled by just randomness, and randomness actually going in your favor. But just be aware of it. Just run it by yourself, and be honest with yourself. If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading, or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to, be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting, when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about, wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.